gossip, and great conversations with Sip and Talk with Miss Londa and the Chocolate Doll. Join us every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. to catch the latest buzz in celebrity gossip, enjoy some piping hot tea, engage in dynamic panel discussions, and hear exclusive interviews.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Sip and Talk with Miss Londa and my co-host Dior the Chocolate Doll. And we have a special guest joining us this evening. We have multi-genre music producer and photographer Tray Wick. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, doing good. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for
No
having me
problem.
on.
No problem. You wanna
No problem. Thanks for coming on with us.
Okay. Oh, look, I'm looking on my. There we go. Look, I'm looking on the screen on the bottom. Okay, there we go.
There
right
you go.
All right. So before we get into the interview, I'm just gonna play a couple of commercials real quick.
Okay.
Attention all artists, what's poppin'? It's your girl, the one and only Dior the Chocolate Doll. You want an opportunity to be chosen as Artist of the Month, gain promotion and some exposure? Tap in with us, Queens Talk TV, that's right, Queens Talk TV, and submit your music now. Follow the instructions in my caption, or you can hit my DM to submit your music now.
All right. Welcome back. So tell us a little about yourself. Where are you from?
I was born in Chicago, Illinois. But I really claim Chicago. I've been in Minnesota my whole life. I've been up here since I was a little kid. I'm from everywhere you think of in Minnesota. I done lived from in the suburbs, in the hood, from the north end to the south end, everywhere.
All right.
But I'm a Minnesota boy, though. I claim Minnesota as my home.
All right. Okay. So, what made you decide to get into, wanting to be a music producer, photography?
What made me wanting to get into music? It was while I was a kid. I remember going to Duluth. I got a family member, Aaron Bell, Dre Bell, the Bell family. I remember going to Duluth. I went them as a kid to their Pop's studio, and I was really fell in love with just everything they had to do with music. I seen the big old keyboard and what they was doing there, and we just playing around the studio. So I just always wanted to follow music. After that, I did music my whole life. I really started doing it seriously after high school. I say 2014 when I started taking music seriously, and then the photography thing came along because I was always a cameraman for my family and friends. Always recording videos or editing our shows, and I also hung out with a whole bunch of skateboarders too growing up. So hang out with skateboarders and stuff. I couldn't skateboard, so I was always recording them, doing their tricks and whatnot, and it just came into fruition from there.
All right. So how do you balance producing music across different genres like pop, ratchet, and trap?
Really, it's really not too hard to balance it because it's all the type of genres that I like. So I really just make beats. I think I'm gonna like to vibe out too because 9 times out of 10 I might be the one who's going to make a track to anything I produce. But if I do make a song for artist who's trying to fit into one of those categories, I just really just try to make something that's going to be a hit. Really vibe, make sure they head bobbing, make sure my head bobbing, and really just make sure the beats a vibe.
All right. Can you share some strategies or techniques you use to transition between these genres?
I just really just trying to see trying to stay identical, like true to myself, but also trying to see what's trending in the world of music too. So I kind of listen to I'll go on Spotify, listen to new drop songs, or since I like doing the ratchet rap type thing. I stay and listen to all the the new song that's out trending, make sure I'm not gonna be repetitive or trying to steal someone else's wave. Really, just she was trending and seeing what I can to make that's gonna follow the wave, but also it's gonna lead a new wave as well.
Okay. So I'm gonna let my co-host ask a few questions and then I'll come back to the rest of my questions. You don't mind?
Okay. This question I'm asked is, as a person in the industry, and I know you work with certain people, but as like females, I don't know if you work with a lot of females, but what do you think consider as like ratchet rap? And do you think the females today is a little too ratchet, or how should a female come in the industry? How you will want to hear more of their music?
What do I consider ratchet rap? Vulgar, explicit. That's really is going out of this. Really based off based on the turn up, the real vulgar of that's the vulgarness of the hip hop. Hip hop can be anything, but the ratchet rap style really just focus on that. And for women, I think there's a lot of females who make a lot of ratchet rap. I make my songs mainly for females to listen to, guys too, but I make my songs mainly for women to listen to because they're gonna be the one who's gonna be playing that genre more. And I think it is some. I don't think it's all up to the people who's listening. If you don't like what you listen, you can always change the station or turn it off
Right.
and play something else. So I don't really think nothing's people are going too far. They're just following the trend and what's out right now, and you can't really say people too vulgar because it's songs I've heard from back in the '70s that was vulgar as hell.
Yeah.
The '90s and stuff. It's just now it's just I think our vocabulary is just getting it's getting smaller and smaller. So therefore, we can't find new ways to be creative with the things we try to say. So I think that's all it is. I think we're just need to find new ways to say it. But I don't think nothing wrong with it at all. I like it.
See, I'm glad you said that. That made me feel better.
I like
I'm an artist, so it made me feel better. Can you describe your creative process when producing a new track? Like, what's the process of how you go through it? How you create? How you work with certain people of like doing certain things of your style, your mind, how your mind be wondering. Like, what's your favorite type of like thing to do with that?
Well, I really I come up with little rhyme schemes. Like the other day, like you might hear something on the radio, but that's nice. Or I can say that better. Or you might just be, or you just might be thinking something and something might come to your head. So I jot down a lot of ideas and rhyme and stuff. And then when the times come, like I'm making a beat, I'll start making a beat. Like my main style is hip hop, rap. So I really want to something that got a lot of 808 to it, bass. That's really not going. I want somebody to move. You feel me? So I start there, and then once I get that vibe going, I try to go in and if something don't come to my head right away while I'm making a beat, I probably try to move on. Usually the chorus should come to my head real easily, and then after I make the chorus, I find it up, switch little words, and then I go to my verse, go to those little throwaway rhymes I had written, and I'll try to orchestrate something that's gonna be nice. Right now, I really just put together an album within like quick. Me and my guys just Stampede. We sat down over the last 3 weeks, got together, and every time we linked up, we made like 3 or 4 songs in the studio. And
That's fire.
And then I really just found a creative process. I knew I had a new job starting here soon, so I knew I wasn't gonna have the much freedom to do what I needed to do in the music side of things. So I wanted to make sure I locked in for a little bit. What time I had, wrote some songs, and really try to create something that's I think people gonna like. It's a little different too. It's very different than what I've been doing. I'm real ratchet, but this is a little more conscious. It's a little more fuller album. It's a full circle. I have my conscious side. I have the ratchet side. I also got the trap side too.
Both sides is good.
Mm-hmm.
Both sides is good. A lot of people say it's not, and they, say judge on that side. But I like that type of vibe. So keep going.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm really just trying to, like I said, get this album going, and I've been focused on this podcast, this photography stuff. So I really want to get my music back out here. Let people know that I can do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely can. All right. So what drew you to focus primarily on wretched rap and trap?
Oh, my life's the life events. Though I try to be like I know this is cliche, but I try to be. Even though I be a little imaginative, a lot of stuff might be a little imaginative sometimes and go a little beyond the eye of the imagination. But 9 times out of 10, the stuff I write about is that happened or I want to happen or stuff I'm really imagining. Um, so I just try to yeah, it's really based off like past experiences, relationships, and things like that. So I really just try to take the in and tell my story or tell a certain thing that happened, and then let the audience experience that, let them hear that, and let them visualize that with their mind.
All right.
I
Okay.
like that. Sometimes they say like when you are artist and certain things, when you speak from your heart and real life experience, people you never know who's going through the same thing. So I love that. That's fire.
Right.
And
Definitely,
but
definitely.
and I actually like music that comes from experiences because I feel like there's more uh, thought put into it. Is more,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you know what I mean? Because you coming
Yep.
from
Hmm.
the heart, you experienced this, so we're gonna get more from that.
Yep. I love
Right.
Hmm.
that. I
So,
love that.
were there specific artists or experiences that influenced your preference for these genres? I think you might have answered that, but
Um, yeah, but this is a little different though. Like I said, past experiences, but I'll say like artists that help influence that. Ludacris, being we all was listening to fantasy back in the '90s. I want to eat from your head to your toes, so that really is ingrained.
Yeah.
All the songs, like that. Ludacris, Twista, really. Cause I'm a fast talker, so I really drew towards those artists, Ludacris, Twista, Busta Rhymes, and also Lil Wayne growing up in the 2000s and stuff. So I listened to a lot of Lil Wayne songs. Just really put me in that mode. So a lot of and also going to parties and stuff back in like in high school and stuff. All the Travis Porter's days, all the turn up. No, I
Yeah.
love that. I love that that scene and that vibe, the way it made me feel and stuff. So I wanted to make music to make people feel the same way, or to just to like to fit in that scene.
okay. All right. All right. How does your work as a photographer influence your music as a producer?
Working photographer, it helps out because when you sometimes being an artist, a lot of people when you're an artist, it kind of puts you in a certain box and in a certain like circle and stuff. And sometimes just because you're an artist, somebody might want to feature with you or mess with you just to try to you being an artist or the artist you affiliate with. But me being producer and also photographer, it helps kind of broaden that door for me. Help me speak with a lot of other people who I might not speak with, get affiliated with them and just build connections with them and put me in doors or areas I might not have been in before. And the producer, photography, and also the podcast just helps just broaden my network of people.
Okay. All right. Do you have another question on the song side before I go to podcast?
Yes. So, how has hosting Podzilla influenced your work as a music producer and as a photographer? Like, does that have any influence, and how has that been for you?
It has so the positive, the influence of that. Usually it started with the music, so it helps me, like I said, build. As I said earlier, it helped me build a little connection with people. But
Mm-hmm.
the influence of it, it helps just keep my what's the word for it? Help me just broaden my mind a little bit because with the podcast I do a little more out within the realm of the music, so it just helps me
Right.
stay connected with a whole bunch of different things. And especially my podcast is the either music, viral content, or I do wrestling reviews and stuff like that. So wrestling is a big thing in my life too. So I do a lot of a lot of stuff with that, and that's helped me stay updated with that community and that and everything that's going on with that.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So, if being that you're in certain genres and different things in the world right now in the industry, if you could work with three people, either like models or music wise for your career of like taking photos or doing music, producing, like who would those top three people be?
Top three people be so would you want like a local person or just like
Any
anywhere?
person in the world. It could be
Okay.
local, it could be famous, it could be whatever.
Uh,
Your top three people
no.
that you would love to like do some photos for or like produce some music for.
Well, I love to do like some kind of like if I can shoot some model like get in there with like Kanye, Rihanna, no real big fashion week. If I could just
Yes.
some way somehow land in there, that'd be nice. Or be in position with like Kanye, obviously Rihanna. But also I've been thinking of a lot like Pharrell Williams. He's dope dude. I get compared to him a lot, just with my looks and just like lots of I do. So Pharrell Williams, a lot of do. I want to I would love to like link up with, learn how to produce better, learn his stories and stuff, talk to his people, his camp. I know he's been involved with Hype Williams in the past. Hype Williams is a dope videographer, director, so I love to learn from him. And and local artists, there's a lot of local artists I would like to type in with too. A lot of people anyone who I had on my podcast recently, I would love to type in with them. You seem like artists I would like to like you said, you do the same type of genre, so I would like to love and tap in with you as well. And yeah, anyone who's really in my who's in my who fits my I have multiple genres, but really anyone I can make magic with. But I feel like if you gotta get sound, if you like my sound, I would love to make magic with anybody.
That's dope. That's dope. All right, sis.
All right, so this one's for podcasting. What inspired you to start your podcast, and what topics do you most enjoy discussing?
What inspired me to start a podcast? I've been wanting to do a podcast for years before I actually started doing a podcast. So I was kind of like doing a fake podcast, and I want to do it. So I was going live a lot on Facebook, just to
Mhm.
talk and stuff like that. And then me and my wife one day, we actually got a podcast going, and that was called Bay and Tray. So when we got that going, we had that was basically built on connections, communication and stuff like that, just how to communicate within relationships and the foundation of communication. And from there, I started another podcast. There was originally called the Boss Body Podcast. It's my label right there, Boss Body. We rebranded from the Boss Body Podcast to just the Podzilla Podcast, and that's yeah, I really just really try to take off from there. So started with me and my wife, and now I'm just trying to broaden and just do more than just what I originally had my mind set on.
Okay, all right.
And the topics also, I saw said topics. I do like wrestling reviews, artist interviews, blogs. I have a series called the Black Vlog series. So me and my cousin just recording videos, a lot of funny stuff, a lot of jokes and things like that. Interviews, I do try to do a little bit of motivational stuff, but it's really just artist interviews, reviews, interviews with entrepreneurs, and it's viral content.
All right. So, how do you select your guests, and what do you hope listeners gain from tuning in?
I when I try to select people, I try to select people who I who don't feel like who's getting enough recognition. So when I select my own guests, I try to hit up people who's like the following is not that big. I like them, but I see they're not getting the recognition they need to. Recently, luckily I haven't had to do a lot of digging to get any artists. A lot of people have been hitting me up to schedule interviews just by the recent interviews I've been doing. People see me doing stuff with different people, so they just reach out like, "Hey, can I get an interview?" So that's been helping out a lot. Sometimes it sucks because a lot of people don't come through. Like you'll schedule something and then people flake out or they miss times or reschedule stuff like that. It's like, man, I got 5 kids, whole house, 2 dogs. And I got a lot going on too. So when I schedule something, I want to stick with that plan before I can do it and go ahead of my own life.
Exactly. Exactly. Trust me.
Mhm.
I've experienced that a lot. I actually was
Mhm.
going to stop doing interviews. I was experiencing it so much. Like,
Hmm. Yeah, I have ups and downs as well. No, I think at first I was doing the full thing, but now I just realized I got to do seasons, so I got to do it's like a 3 month strong period, then like a 2 month break, 3 month strong period, 2 month break, and I just go on from that.
right. Okay. Yep. So, what challenges have you faced in balancing your roles as a producer, photographer, and podcast host?
Um, Time. There's never enough time for anything. You always want to focus so much on each individual thing. You know, your family, kids, your projects, music, but it's never just enough time to do every single thing.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest problem, and just finding the right time and finding the quality time to make sure every little bit of time is being used is being used productively. So that's the hardest part.
Yes. Okay. You got any questions for him?
Yes. This might be a little off topic, but you said you into wrestling,
Hmm.
WWE and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Any kind of wrestling.
I have to ask this because I heard you love wrestling. What do you think about? I don't know if you tuned into it about the Naomi, Jay, and Bianca
You remind
situation
me of
going on
Naomi.
right now.
Look.
What do you think about that? Because to me, I feel like Bianca set it up.
Oh
She
yeah,
set it up for that, and I
I've
feel
been.
like it's gonna be something going towards all that coming up later.
So let me just toot my horn a little bit. On my podcast, when it comes to predicting wrestling and stuff, I be predicting a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff becoming true. A lot of people don't be paying attention because I don't get a lot of my wrestling side. It's not that big as the music side, so people don't be tuning as much. I be saying stuff, and I said a while ago that Bianca's gonna turn heel. I said she
Time she
set it up.
turned on Naomi.
Yeah, so now it's kind of how like back in the day with Rikishi and The Rock. You know, The Rock was kind of dumbfounded when Rikishi was
Mm-hmm.
like, "I did it for The Rock," but then The Rock was really behind it. So I feel like they're just trying to redo that just another way. Bianca's gonna turn heel. At WrestleMania, I feel like she's gonna win. She's not gonna lose because she's on a winning streak. As you know, her husband Montez Ford,
Yep.
he recently turned heel, and he just won the title and stuff. So I think he's gonna win the title. I mean, they just won. Bianca's gonna win, and then they're gonna put them two together on Raw at the heel act.
Yeah, I was so sad when that happened. She was crying in the cage. I'm like,
They
oh
did a
my
good job.
god.
They did a real good job. They was those girls. They snapped,
I was so
and
sad. I'm like, no, don't do that to her.
yeah,
Okay.
they
Sorry, that
deserve
was off
an
topic. I had
Emmy.
to ask that because you said wrestling. I'm like, oh, let me ask
Hmm.
him this. Okay, so how have you overcome challenges that you have faced between like everything you have done to now, and what advice would you give other people that's doing like producing certain things, like anything that has held you back? What would you give that advice of what kept you from staying down to pushing you forward to give to other people?
That's good.
I say just keep going. Don't give up. There's been a lot of time I took a lot of breaks and thought about giving up. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just keep going, and it's gonna pay off. You know, a lot of people get focused on money and all this stuff. You know, money nothing is gonna come easy. You just gotta make sure you find a lane first, build yourself, and
Mm-hmm.
then that stuff will come in the end. But just really just to stay down, stay focused, and don't give up. I have a team. I really was focused on building my team up last few years and things like that. Last June was uh was the first time I was like, you know, I'm actually gonna focus on Trey, do what I need to do, try to better myself, better my little everything I got going on with photography, the
Right.
podcast, focus on that, and actually build the brand I'm trying to build because I can't really focus on other people to build and lead if I'm not leading myself. Hear me? So I had to make sure I
Right.
led by example, and it's been working out ever since then. Last July was my first month breaking over 1 million views on Instagram, and ever since then I've been hitting millions and millions of views on Instagram. There's only been 2 months over the last since what the last 9 months I haven't hit over 1 million views. There's been this last month that just passed, and then I think like August or like September, something like that. But besides that, we had many views constantly. Stuff is trending. Not every video, people think that too. Every video's gonna be a hit. Every video's gonna blow up. Nope. You just gotta make sure you post, and follow your algorithm. Look, tune in. Instagram give you tools and stuff for a reason. Make sure you tap in and follow those things. Try to learn them and follow the algorithm. And it'll work out. And then just keep once you figure out the algorithm, it'll build up. It'll build up, and then surely you'll catch on.
That's fire. I'm proud of you. Stay working, stay focused. Don't let nothing distract
Thank you. Proud of y'all as well. I seen actually what I seen you guys. I seen Tanea on you guys interview. I'm like, oh, I went to school with her little brother as well, so I follow her all her
that's
her
my
stuff on. Yep, all her
okay.
I went to school with her little brother, so I follow all her stuff on Instagram. So I seen, I'm like, okay, I want to tap in with you guys, and I also seen that I did an interview with Chuck P, and then he was tapping with you guys as well. So I might have to reach out for you guys, see that you close bound to get fed, so I had to make sure I reach out to see we can do something. So I'm glad that we was able to work something out, and I was able to get on here because I love the energy, love y'all platform, and y'all set up right, respectful, professional. I love that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
So before I go to my next question, there's a couple of questions from the viewers. So the first one is, you worked in both music production, photography. Do you find any overlap between the two creative fields?
Okay, one more time. Can you repeat that?
You worked in both music production and photography. Do you find any overlap between the two creative fields?
Music production and photography. Yeah, the overlapping thing with that would be time. Editing. It takes a lot of time editing both. You gotta take your time editing photography and stuff, and videos. Also the music side. So finding the time to edit the stuff, listening, while watching when it comes to video. Syncing is real key too. Even with music, where you do like multiple layers of songs, making sure everything is synced up is real important. Just like when you're doing a video or a photography, making sure everything is synced up before it just looks good and sounds good. So time is I found thing that's compared to that, and also I'd say most of the time.
Okay, all right. And then the next question is, which photographer or artist has influenced your style the most?
Which photographer? I would say Toby Nwigwe. His videography style has influenced me the most. Just by the way, it's just like it's clean, it's real clean transitions, and also and Hype Williams, Toby Nwigwe, his people, and those two.
Okay. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. But then he does have a question. So the question is, what's been your most memorable or surprising moment on the podcast so far?
My most memorable or surprising moment on the podcast. So I have three memorable moments. When I was able to get my wife on the podcast a few years ago, while I was still linked up with For the Record Radio. So I do a podcast there. I was able to get her on. She had an art show. She had an art gallery show. So I was able to highlight her and her work. That was dope for me to do that. Also, I had a podcast with Scoop, like Scoop Bars and a few other people. I forget who. A couple years ago, we talked about dreams and like what do dreams mean to us, and we just had a real deep dive of it was my most different podcast I ever had. We just talked about a lot of off topic stuff. Started with what do dreams mean to us, and then dove into that and different meanings and how our dreams are connected to certain things in life. So that was my most memorable podcast because it was just so fascinating to learn what dreams meant to different people. Everybody have their own, their own meaning and their own little world, and their own little stories with their dreams and stuff. So that was nice.
All right. So the last question that I have is, what future projects or collaborations do you have coming up?
Future projects. So I'm working on a project right now. It's called Free Smoke. Free Smoke One. Um, it's going to consist of a few songs. There's a few hype songs. It's going to be called PS1. So Free Smoke One, PS1. I got PS2 and PS3 as well. Then I have a collab album. I'm working with my one of my artists from Boss Body Entertainment. His name is Stampede, aka Josh Edwards. He streams as well for gaming and stuff. But he's an artist, fascinating artist. He's a little. We have different styles, so our styles together just sounds real good. We make a lot of good, interesting music. So I'm just glad for us to do this and for the people to hear that. And I got some. Well, I say like I've told y'all earlier. I've been working, writing, trying to get this album done. I got some heat on here. I was showing people yesterday at my sister's party, and I'm glad I got the right feedback because I've been working on it. I'm glad people like it.
All right. So let us know, or let the viewers know where they can find you. If they want to schedule an interview with you, let them know where they can find you.
Definitely. You can follow Podzilla Podcast on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Podzilla Podcast. Also, you can follow me, yours truly, Big Tray, aka Tray Wick, on Instagram. Tray Wick, TrayWick, 2 underscores at the end. That's 2 underscores, same as Instagram and TikTok, YouTube. I think my YouTube is my full name, Trayvon Weecliff, so it ain't shortened. Look up Trayvon Weecliff or Tray Wick on any platform, man. Just Google me, and I'm pretty sure I'll pop up anywhere. Boss Body Entertainment as well. That's my my label right here, Boss Body Entertainment.
Okay.
So make sure y'all follow Boss Body Entertainment as well, all platforms and all DSPs.
All right. So
That's right.
we would like to thank you for joining. This was a great interview.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stay in the studio because I want to talk to you backstage. But we would like to thank everybody who tuned in. You guys all have a good night. Until next time.
Thank you for tuning in with dynamic and engaging hosts who bring a unique perspective and sense of humor to every episode. They're not afraid to ask the tough questions and get to the bottom of the latest